My name is Ashton Spann, and I'm a resident here in Penn South Co-ops. I've been in Penn South now for about 10 years, since 1998. That's a long time. Not nearly as long as I was on the waiting list to get in, but nevertheless here I am. As you probably know, Penn South is involved with renewing its efforts on recycling waste in the Penn South co-ops. As a part of that, management thought that it might be a good idea if one could see how an ordinary cooperator copes with managing his or her waste and garbage and sorting out the recyclables from the non-recyclables and all that that entails. So when the Department of Education approached me, the Department of Education is also known as Naomi Goldstein, I said, sure, why not? So that's why I'm here, and to let you have an idea of how I cope with and deal with and manage my waste, my garbage, with recycling in mind. Most of the recycling takes place in my kitchen. Now, my apartment is in the G line. The G line, as many of you may know, is known as the line with the small kitchen. It's almost a one-person kitchen, but that's where I do most of my sorting and handling of my waste. So why don't we go to my kitchen and you can get an idea of how I do what I do. Alright, so here we are now in my kitchen where I do most of the sorting of all of my waste materials for recycling and non-recycling. There are three main categories, and I have locations in the kitchen and outside of the kitchen where I put these things. For example, my paper products I put on a hassock right behind where the camera is. You can't see it. But that's mostly newspaper stuff. It's newspaper, flyers. I have it here just so you can get an idea. Also things like cereal boxes. Inside the cereal box there is a plastic container that holds the cereal that does not go with the paper, that goes with the garbage. And just the usual things, flyers, etc. So that's most of the paper. In the kitchen itself I keep a plastic bag, and I use this to put most of my bottles, both glass and plastic. And you can see, for example, I've got here a glass bottle that's going to go, but you know what? Now, I've learned something today. This is a plastic top. This plastic top does not go in with the recyclable. So this goes into the garbage, and the bottle stays in the recyclable. Also, containers for juice and milk, whatnot, that goes in here. You rinse it out and squash it down and put it in here. And I haven't mentioned metals, but cans, rinsed, also go in here. And that's essentially what goes into my recycling bag. Now, there are some plastic things that almost look like they should go. For example, this is a plastic container. It's not a bottle, and it doesn't have a neck, as most of the other plastic bottles do. So this would not go. This goes into garbage. I have a glass bottle, for example. Oops, wrong side. And this has a metal top. So this bottle, plus its metal top, can go right into the recycling bag. Now, other than that, anything else would go into the garbage. And the garbage itself and things like plastic bags, that you can see, they get put into the garbage. Oh, and one other thing. For the paper products, there are small, irregularly shaped paper things that won't fit in my stack with my newspapers and flyers. As I get to these, I put them in a plastic bag, I hang it on the door, and then I take them down rather than waiting for them to accumulate. I take them down as I use them. And that's essentially what happens in this kitchen. Now, I will show you what I do with the garbage, where we dispose of it, and later on we'll go downstairs and look at the recycling area itself, and you can see how I dispose of what I've sorted out in my kitchen. Okay, so here we are approaching our familiar garbage chute, and here's the garbage. Open the chute, the garbage goes into the chute. Oh, It's not 10 o'clock. Remember, no garbage after 10. And presto, the garbage is gone. Hi, so here we are now in the recycling area. I've gotten rid of the garbage down the garbage chute, and now I have my recyclables that have to be sorted and put into the appropriate bins. As you can see, the recycling area has lots of signs telling you what goes where and why recycle. The bins are color-coded. So I'm going to now just start with my paper, put my paper in, and then I'll do my non-paper recycling. So off we go. It says paper only. So into you remember the newspapers, the cereal papers, and remember the plastic bags. And now I will take the, by the way, if this had been filled, as it's often filled, then you can put your paper products in this gray bin. This is a large one. And what's this? This is a styrofoam egg crate. This is not paper. It is not a recyclable. It doesn't belong here or here. It should have been put in the garbage. So whoever put this in next time, into the garbage down the chute. Okay, let's see. Now I've got the remember the glass bottles, the metals, the milk crate, the milk carton, and the top of the tin, and I hold a plastic bag. I've got the usual soda bottles without the cap, and another bottle with the neck, a plastic without the top, and again, so they went into the blue, and now I'm ready to get rid of my plastic bag. The plastic bags do not go here, and there are reminders on the wall. So we go over now to where you put your plastic bags. And we all have lots of plastic bags. They go in here. Okay. And we're going to put this in because it shouldn't be with the recyclables. And that is it. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. And if we all cooperate, Penn South will become a model recycling development. Thank you again. Bye-bye.